Hello. Welcome to Healthy by Choice, the podcast that's here to ignite your belief in what's truly possible for your health and well-being. Hi, I'm Dr. Kerry, and what lights me up is empowering others. My mission has always been to inspire you to take your health seriously and give you the tools to understand your body on a deeper, more meaningful level. In each episode, we'll explore the healing power of nature, the role of real food as medicine, and how intentional movement can restore balance to your body and mind. So whether you're on a journey of prevention, recovery, or simply seeking more vitality, this podcast is your reminder. You hold the power to heal. Thanks so much for joining me. Hello, friends. Welcome back. Part 2. So we did ergonomics, sit stand last week, and I don't want to sound preachy. That's not my goal. I really hope to be helpful. I really hope to give you information that you can use, and it's pretty important stuff. This is the stuff that I do all day with patients. And again, I really want to do my best to help you get out of pain and help you set up not to cause it, create more pain, or create the pain again. So lying down or sleeping without destroying your spine is pretty critical. And we all know that we should be able to spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping. I certainly hope you are getting at least a good amount of sleep, or spending a good amount of time with your feet up, horizontal. We really do need to decompress the spine. So that's how we do it. We restore, right? Restorative posture, restorative position. And I know there's a such thing as back sleepers. I know there's a such thing as side sleepers. I really wish I could leave it at that and ignore the fact that some people try to make stomach sleeping okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and go with proper alignment. So I'm going to stick to back and sides. If you're sleeping on your tummy, your organs are not meant to be compressed. There's no way to support your head. I'm going to stop here because it'll move into that shaming finger pointing thing that I don't want to do, but really try to move to sleeping on your side. I know that moving to sleeping on your back is a big ask, but that's okay. And so then there's that proper sleeping spinal alignment. Well, that's different if you're on your back or if you're on your sides. Either way, we need our neck supported, which is where a pillow comes into play. And some people require a pillow. Some people require a lot of pillow. Not all people, right? It depends totally on how much curve you have in your cervical spine and whether you need a neutral support or a little high or less low support. Back sleepers definitely can be challenged in that if your pillow is too high, it can close the airway right in the front of your neck. So if your back overextends forward, it will close down your breathing, but also stretch the neck in an uncomfortable way. So that's finding the pillow that matches the mattress, that matches the position that you sleep in is a real thing. I mean, so many people say to me, what's the right pillow? And I'm telling you, if there was one right pillow, I would sell pillows. I would move to selling pillows as my job. But it's just not, it's so much the body, the bed, the support, all that stuff. So we want to, let's again talk about if we're on our backs, we want our head to be supported in a way that feels neutral, which opens up the breathing. So the chest is open, the face is open, and yet the head feels supported. So the back of the neck between, only the neck, right? So the head feels comfortable, but the neck feels supported. I don't know if that sounds right. The neck, basically your head is comfortable, but the neck is where the support comes in. So that's pretty important too, a piece of this too. So, I mean, it's one of those things. If the position isn't good, then you end up flipping and flopping through the night or not actually getting much sleep. And it can do real damage to your spine. And that restorative position is, as I said, it decompresses the spine. It takes the pressure off, which is what we want. So if you can be in a constructive rest position, so if you can be on your back and then bend your knees with your feet flat and just relax your arms at your side and have your head supported, you can, absolutely, that will help decompress the spine and relax your hip flexors and reduce that low back tension. And then your nervous system will settle in. And typically I'll start like that and then straighten out my legs. And that will give me an idea if my head feels supported. And certainly checking in, right? Just checking with the body. Can I feel pain-free? And do I find myself taking a breath? Do I feel myself at rest? That can be the answer, because this is when you'll know if your pillow height is correct, right? So is your neck supported and head comfortable? Is your head level with the spine, or your neck, straining, I guess is the word I want to say. Either too high or too low still feels like a strain. And then you can feel like your pelvis is settled. So there's no twist either way, no rotation in the pelvis, really important. And it also helps us feel like our spine is long, like we're not curling up or down with the hips side to side a little bit, but we're feeling stretched, relaxed. And basically the key is relaxed. It's one of those things where, again, checking in with your nervous system, when your body just takes that breath, you know that's your body saying, yes, this is good for me. And your body will tell you if you ask it. The back sleeping does allow the spine to remain the most neutral. So mostly that's the recommended or the most recommended if you can do that correctly. I personally can't always get there. I mostly start out on the side and move to my back. But, it's all about if you can feel that your head is supported, your shoulders are relaxed, and your chin is only slightly tucked, but certainly not blocking airway. And that will help you preserve all the natural curves in your spine. And again, if your body tells you this is good for me, then that's good for you. And if you sleep through the night without waking often, that's basically showing us that you have the right amount of support and it allows your spine to stay in alignment throughout the night. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Do that. We want our bodies to repair while we're sleeping. So we need that support of our spine and the muscles to relax. So it's like the spine doesn't have to work. The muscles don't have to work. And it's not about rigidity or firmness or softness even of mattress or whatever. It's just returning to your natural design, your natural state, and relaxation could feel natural. That would be ideal. And so, okay, first I want to talk about side posture, which is also a real thing, because when we're on our sides, we're putting the points of pressure in different places. So clearly wherever your hips touch and wherever your shoulders touch need to be supported. And we want to make sure that you're in a straight line. And it's almost like if you're standing and your ears are above your shoulders are above your hips, and your hips are above your knees and ankles. Or you can be on your side and take your pillow and head slightly forward. So it's bringing it almost into a C, and bring your knees to your chest as though you are then going into, I don't exactly want to say fetal, because fetal gives the idea of a ball,
but bringing your knees up is okay as long as you bring them up together and they're stacked. So the important thing is the hips are stacked and the knees are stacked. And I always put a pillow in between my knees at this point because it's just the right amount of space to keep my hips where they want to be. And then I can bring the whole thing, hips and knees, up a little bit and my face and head down with the pillow still almost attached to my head, and get really comfortable, really no pressure points. And I find that I fall fast asleep in that way. Again, the pillow height and the pillow position matters. So one thing I didn't say about back sleeping, so we always want the pillow under the neck, under the head, but never under the shoulders. And of course that means unless you're sick or whatever. But as far as supporting you and sleeping, so above the shoulder line, under your head and neck. And then when you're on your side, same thing, your shoulder should touch, but the support of the pillow goes between the ear and the shoulder. So if your pillow tends to be under your shoulder, make sure you pull that up, and no forward folding or rolling onto that shoulder. We don't want our body weight sitting on our shoulders. That will cause a problem over time. And so that's where that proper head support really comes into play. And back on the side sleeping at this point. So if we want our ear to be in a line with our shoulder and our shoulder to be in a line with our hips, it requires bringing the head to the shoulder, right? So just enough lift, in other words, just a fat enough pillow to align our ear with our shoulder. It really helps, sleep. It helps your whole body just rest. And I was saying when we're on our backs about the resting position. And so when you're on your back and you have your knees up and feet flat, that's a great position even if you're not sleeping. But same thing, like let's just say you need a rest in the middle of the day and you want to sleep on your side. Treat yourself, like you're sleeping. Treat yourself like you like yourself. And make sure that you're stacking the pillow properly. The neck should stay level with the spine. And supporting between your knees, preventing rotation of your pelvis. I cannot tell you how many people I have to explain. So let's say we're sleeping on our side, we're lying down on our side. If our hips are stacked and our knees are stacked, we have a neutral spine. But if I roll the top, so I'm on my side and that upper leg rolls forward, which would happen if you don't have a pillow between your knees, that will pull on your spine. And so at let's say 4 hours of that or more, we are pulling all the ligaments, tendons, and then the muscles that attach at your spine. And can you imagine the conversation that's happening between your brain and your body and your body and your brain? Essentially, your brain just kind of seizes those muscles and says, hey, you're going to fall, roll forward. I'm going to protect you from yourself. And it just creates a strain and a rotation of the pelvis and knee pain oftentimes. So, avoid that tight curling of a fetal position like I was saying. It's more like it's perfectly okay to be in a long spine or bending your knees. So when we're talking about lying down or sleeping, it's really, the goal is support. It's just support that allows the spine to stay aligned. It's not about soft or firm. It's not actually right or wrong. It's what matches your body. Again, I don't sell pillows and I don't sell mattresses, and this is exactly why, because everyone has, that missing piece that's right for them, or who knows? Sometimes it's the slightest thing, and sometimes it's a big thing. Like, if you need a new mattress, you need a new mattress. If you need a new pillow, you need a new pillow. And I know it can be frustrating to shop for those things, but it's possible. And that priority is really an important one. Don't ever underestimate how much better you could possibly sleep if you're not able to sleep through the night. And if you don't feel good, I want that for you. I really want you to be comfortable in the bed that you sleep in. Okay, my friends, it's been a pleasure, my pleasure, and I love you, and I'm sending you my very best, and I hope this helped in some way, and I hope you feel great. Love you.